Yo, what's up? So we're gonna be playing the boost dash list into Iyslander actually, and this is gonna be live with my opponent. So I will be muting and unmuting to tell them what I'm doing if it's relevant, and I'm gonna be using the time that I'm muted to actually talk about the lines I'm playing. So I'll accidentally talk over my opponent while they're explaining stuff. It'll happen. It'll be kind of a little bit awkward. It's happening right now, but hopefully it's a pretty informative thing, so you can watch me kind of think about these lines in real time. So, in terms of sideboarding, we don't really know exactly what the version of Iyslander is going to be. There's a few different versions, right? And so you're going to have versions that are a little bit more disruptive, maybe play attacks that have on hits, or there might be versions that, one second. Sorry, I'm still picking equipment.
Oh, okay.
So I think between the two, we really only have plasma barrel shot in here for decks that are gonna run like ram shield maybe, or that we don't want to ever close the chain on, right? Like someone in a guardian, it's much better that instead of trying to like use plasma pistol with like high octane, it's just better that we just play plasma barrel and instead of Teclo pistol, where we close the chain a bunch on high octane turns and Ram Shield invalidates that. It's just a one of slot that we can have in here for that matchup because I think Oldham will be in the Blitz skirmish season. So we're just going to go with the Teclo Plasma Pistol because it'll let us do way more damage on average with the high octane turns. I would like to run Arcane Barrier. I think that Skullcap is the least useful here. So I think we're just going to run the Visitronic. And then in terms of the pieces on the side, we're fine keeping Achilles, obviously, as Arcane Barrier 1. I definitely know we at least want Arcane Barrier 1, right? Like letting them play Aether Vein and having to waste a whole card to get Arcane Barrier 2 to block the 1 is like way too punishing. So those two slots are covered. We're obviously going to bring in Teklo Core. And I think for the last slot, out of these possible options here, between Gloves, Gauntlet, and, we got two, Ironhide and Goliath. I think we're just going to take Goliath. We want to pressure their life. They're already at 18. We already have Arcane Barrier 3, and we have the Arcane Barrier 1 from the Achilles. I don't think we really need to go anywhere beyond that, so we're going to leave it like that, and then we will reveal. The nice thing about playing this all boost version is we don't have to worry about ever breaking Achilles to get an action point. So we actually are totally fine just keeping it for the entire game, unless if we need it to like get an extra action point to get lethal, which may happen. So we're gonna start with Tekla Pounder and play. I've discovered even on if you're going second, and it feels nice to start with Tekla Core because you get 2 resources on your first turn. Getting that free 2-cost item in the field is just way too valuable. This is a garbage first hand. Very glad that we're on the draw, but also this means that any.
Oh, you're running the actual pistol this time.
Yeah. We're running an actual weapon this time. But having an all red hand also makes it very difficult, right? If they go all in for like a big arcane damage attack on turn 1, we're actually in a really bad spot to block it. You know, block it right with arcane barrier. But if I could keep any card in this hand, I would like to prioritize probably the red 0 to 60. Wow, we're getting channeled. What the hell? This is horrible for us. All right, well, what the hell are we doing on our turn? I think what we do. Oh, this is weird. I think what we do is we pitch to pistol, or maybe we just threaten to like end turn, right? And then we just keep all these cards to pitch. This is not a turn 1 I anticipated. This is very weird. Our hand is terrible at attacking. This is probably the worst opening hand you could ask for in this deck, right? Like our options are we go red 0 to 60 and then we pitch 2 reds and we play throttle for, I mean, it's a lot, right? Like that's 12 damage. That's 12 damage on a bad hand, right? We can't even play another card. We can't even pistol. Like Pounder actually does help us there. But I think that it's just too bad. We just can't go too low. But the problem is we can't really like we can't commit too much either. We don't have enough to pay for like any arcane damage that may come from their arsenal. I am comfortable just pitching 2, assuming they're only going to crack in for 1 and then like arsenaling. Probably at this point, if we're going to be arsenaling a card, I'm kind of tempted to arsenal Overblast. I think it's very good in the arsenal. because you can wait for the best optimal turn to set it up. You like draw a hand and you're like, no, this hand can't like boost like 3 times or more and still have access to play Overblast. And you can just kind of wait. But I also think having red 0 to 60 in your arsenal is like kind of good too, right? Because if we have that arsenal and then we draw the red Overblast, then we can be like, okay, now we can go, right? So like I think they both work with each other. I think I'd actually probably rather keep the red 0 to 60, just because, you know, we're gonna also like look for high octanes here. So let me tell my opponent what we're doing. I'm gonna pay 2, and I'm gonna put a counter on pistol, and then I'm gonna pass priority to end.
Interesting.
It's
what do I have
it's interesting because our hand is horrible. Oh no.
here? You pay like that.
We can pretend like we're pitch stacking here, right? Even though our pitch stack is gonna be 3 reds, which is like horrible, so it doesn't really do anything.
Well,
Why do we get stuck with this? Our opponent did nothing. Our opponent didn't interact with this at all.
I'll take roll 2 for 3.
Yeah, see, that's what we didn't want. We have to take all 3 here. I just don't want them to have Aether Vein. I'd like them to commit 1 more card
I have
to
not
using.
anything.
Okay. Sucks. Sucks. And now we draw all blues. No. What is going on? At least we can pay for things, right? That's good. So I think about what I'm like worried about here. Just channel, like I just want it off the table. I want it no longer here. I don't think there's any way that they could probably maybe get to ice cards and pitch. Maybe there is a way that I just don't know about. But we strike. What mode?
7.
Oh, 7. I think we just block 6. We just keep our blues. Like we don't have a super explosive turn back, but also we have too many blues in hand anyway, right? Like if we keep these cards, they're not really doing a whole lot. I'd like to keep our life total as high as possible. I do know that it does run Forked Lightning, right? Like especially because we see Metacarpus, so that is something to watch out for. I think out of all these, I would like to pitch stack the Throttle for 4 because it comes in with a break point late game, right? Like if they're at 1 and they have 1 card left, so like out of all 3 of these blues we'd want to draw late game, we obviously would want to draw the blue Throttle. So let's start by playing, so we're gonna start by playing 0 to 60, seeing how our opponent reacts, right? It's gonna come in for 6 because of Tekla Pounder, and then we can play the red Throttle and then maybe pistol as well afterwards. I'm gonna play red 0 to 60, so I'll boost, and then it'll trigger Tekla Pounder.
Oh.
So it'll come in for 6 with go again.
I will 3.
Okay. No reactions. We're not running pummel.
And you can't pummel this anyway.
Yeah, that's also true. All right, we have enough left over for.
This is another 6.
Yes.
Okay, so you're floating 1, so kind of no point doing Aether Vein here.
We got there. Let's go.
So let's
Okay. I think about like, so we have 1 left over to pay for Aether Vein, right? Maybe we could have actually used. I think there's actually lines here where you can actually pay into Foundry Heart, just so. 1 sec. I'm gonna move to end.
go ahead.
Right. I think there are maybe lines in here where we actually just pay into. I do this in a Kano with Blitz and Dash actually, where we could actually just use.
Well,
I actually forgot the pistol. Ah, damn. That's fine though. We have high octane.
CNCU physics.
CNC. Here's the deal, right? That doesn't do anything, and I think we actually might be able to threaten like. We might be able to threaten close to lethal here if we had used pistol before. The problem is I don't want to go to 10, right? Like I know that with forked lightning, right now with just Metacarpus at 6, if they play red stir, it's what, 12, correct? And then what's the other card that I'm missing here? If they play blue stir, maybe we can go that low, but I'm like very nervous to do that. But there's really kind of no reason to blocking this out here, right? Like but then what's the other alternative, right? We pitch and we play high octane, we play 0 to 60, and then we can pistol 2 times. And then we could like Arsenal Tekla Pounder maybe. I mean, this comes in for 5, that's 9. If we pistol 3 times, it's 12. So we get something out of our opponent here. And if we go to 10, it's going to be harder for them to use their skull cap. And then we could actually draw something like really good off of high octane as well. So I think we're okay trying it, right? Not seeing. I mean, if we go to 10, we can pay for 3. We won't die to a full forked bolt combo, right? Like, I think that's acceptable. I'm gonna say no blocks, so I'll go to 10. Okay. So to start my turn, I'll pitch with 2 floating, and I'll play high octane. Do you want to respond to the?
I have no response.
Okay. All right, let's see if we get rewarded. Red attack, please. Oh, you know what? Oh, we got rewarded. Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay. Although I guess it doesn't really matter.
7?
7, yeah. I think we got too carried away. I think we should have actually used Goliath Gauntlet there. Would have been 10.
Okay.
That was actually bad on our part. That was a mistake. We should have actually used Goliath Gauntlet there. I'm not gonna do any takebacks. I got too excited.
3 and move through reactions. This to absorb an 8 and I'm floating 2.
Okay. Oh, that does 4 and then 7. Wow, I didn't know that was actually for 4. That's crazy. So we're gonna come in for 3 now. We'll pistol once with 2 floating, or with Tekla Pounder still in hand.
Yeah, no blocks. Take 2.
Okay. What do we care about here, right? So problem is Aether Vein does 3. I think we just have to pass with an action point. If our opponent does nothing, we get to Arsenal Tekla Pounder. If they do decide to use Aether Vein, then we get to pitch a blue and prevent it, right? So I think that's fine. I'm gonna move to end. I don't think there's any way that our opponent like doesn't. Yep.
And so you used 2, so now I have 3 and then ping you for 1.
It comes in for more, right?
No, it's just 1.
Oh my god, I didn't I didn't know that. Oh god. Oh no. Oh, okay. All right, learning lesson.
You still can do things.
No, it's fine. Well, yeah, I guess I still get.
Yeah,
No, yeah, no, I still get my priority window. Okay, yeah, cool. It works.
Yeah.
Never mind. All right, we got away with it.
Wait, so are you taking the 1? No, okay, no, you're pitching. Cool, sounds good.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna reload pistol and shoot it again.
Yes. And then you can do it one more time. So, do I give you this?
I think we're fine just pressing it and just leaving nothing floating. Our opponent kind of committed to a line. Yep.
And then I'll take 2.
All right. It doesn't seem like our opponent can really do anything super meaningful, but that's not floating any resources. So I think we're okay with that. This hand is actually good. We need a CNC for 6. We got a 4. I think that's really dangerous for us, but we need to think about what our line is going to be on our turn. So our line is going to be pitching a blue throttle to play yellow throttle for 7 with Goliath Gauntlet, actually 9 with Teklo Pounder, and then playing 0 to 60, and then using Plasma Pistol. So I think we're going to block here for 3, and we'll take 3. And then we're just going to hope that we aren't dead on the spot to a Forked Bull. Actually, we can block for 5 here. We'll see. I'm going to block for 5 and take 1. Alright, so let's see what we can do here. And also pitching this way actually allows us to still hold over resources in case if anything goes terribly wrong, and boosting actually allows us to use Foundry Heart, right? Like if we have to pay for
that's 7.
9.
Oh, right, 9.
All right, so this definitely forces our opponent to now go off at this moment instead, right? So maybe we could have actually used 0 to 60 first, right? Like 6. I actually think that would have been better sequencing. I think 6 with go again. 6 is going to require 2 cards, right? 2 cards from the opponent. They can't block with 1.
I don't have it in my other Iyslander list, and yeah, I'm going to take it out of Dylan's list when I finally edit it. It's way too slow in this format. 9.
I mean, they could block with 1 card and then
Yeah, this card, it's way too slow. I'm not sure why Dylan runs this. Cool, and then I'll move to reacts. I'll sync it.
okay. So they're still taking 3.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so with that much. Okay, we need to do some math here. So if they can't pitch and use Stir and Forked Bolt right now, so the best they could do is pop Storm Striders, right? I guess they would need a blue. They would need 2 blues to do both. I think we're in the clear here, so I think we can actually just use Teklo Core and hopefully be able to make it out okay. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna activate Tekla if you have any responses.
Oh, so you have to pay 1 first, right?
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah, I have to pay. I think we just let our opponent have the Kraken. I think we just have to, right? Fortunately.
Yeah. So then you.
This is weird. Plays kind of like Kena, but also not like Kena, right? Like Kraken is a much different thing to play around every turn, as opposed to like knowing when Crucible can kill you.
Don't let me draw. Then you'll have 2. You can pistol, accelerator, pistol again.
Yep. Figured out the line for me. That's a good point. I think we actually probably do let him have the card here, right? Like we go to 8, he draws a card, 2 floating. That actually would open up blue. Huh. There's a lot of lines here. I'm trying to figure out. So if he pitches a blue, no, but the problem is the Aether costs 3, right? Yeah, he doesn't.
He's just trying to do like a 2-cost thing from your hand.
Yeah, so if he lets us have it, we have the game. So
I didn't try to play around either vein. Oh yeah, I'll ping you phone.
What do we do here? So he gets 2 cards, we get to remove everything else in his hand. The problem is, are we just wondering if he can kill us, right? I don't care if he has an extra card. We're already killing him through what we have on the board. It's just, is the card he's gonna get be able to kill us? I don't think it will. You got it, have your card.
Thank you.
So let's see. There's no other responses. I'm pretty sure we have it. right? We'll have, and even if there's like a crazy thing that they play in response to us attacking after they know what our hand is,
Yeah,
then
so tackle resolves.
hey, we got there. Okay.
Or
Looks like we should have
oh
it.
yeah, and you have pistol after that, so
Yep.
you do need to
Our
block
opponent can
this.
block for 2. There is presumably at 4 life, but
Yeah, I'll block
all right.
4 like that.
But we should have game here.
Block with tunic. Take 1.
Or actually, I think that does change
Floating
things.
to load pistol again.
I'm thinking about the line. Because here's the problem, right? Is that
Oh
this
my god! I realized I just fucked up. All right, whoops.
once per
I
turn,
fucked up real bad.
once per turn instant. You can't use it again.
All right, never.
Oh man, I just
Did you have 1 floating for pistol?
yeah.
Pistol shot, that's what I thought. Oh, you
No,
did
no,
two?
no,
Okay,
no. I had 2. Yeah, I did it intentionally. I had 2 so I could play red 0 to 60 and then possibly pistol twice.
oh yeah. Fuck. Okay, then. I missed that. Okay, yeah. I mean.
Oh god. Oh, what do we do here? Because like, here's the thing, right? We could take the last card out of our opponent's hand and then be fully on tempo, but then the problem is any Aether Vein trigger gets them a card guaranteed. I think I'm fine just like running.
Let me take back what I did to your 0 to 60. How I blocked it.
Sure, that's fine. So wait, what?
So you had 2 floating.
Or I used 1 to have a counter on pistol. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I should have done. Yeah, you boosted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Blizzard, frostbite, and 2.
Okay.
Doesn't have go again.
Then yeah.
And then I was at 2, and then I still need to block this. Yeah, and then I will.
Did you already use Skullcap?
I used it on this just now. I blocked this perfectly. Remember? Then you.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. So you're still blocking for 4. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. And now it's at 2, correct?
Yes, now it's
yeah. All right, sounds good.
I'll just tunic up and I will pass to you.
All right, never mind. Well, we now have to play around something entirely different.
But because that's my only play. Otherwise, if you do that, I actually just die because I can block with Blizzard.
What do we do here? This is a weird hand. I mean, our opponent's at 2. We have a lot of blues, so we don't have to worry about Aether Vein this turn. I think I'd like to maybe pitch the high.
You lose a go again, but you could have destroyed this to gain an action point. But then you only can come in 1 pistol, not 2.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing here. The Spark of Genius makes this awkward. I mean, we probably just go get probably we just get Teclocore, right? And that sets up a pretty much like guaranteed lethal turn if we don't boost it, right? But the problem is the deck's getting thin. We get to draw a card too, which is good. And then maybe if the card we draw is good, we can actually Accelerator. They're probably going to use Aether Vein before we actually go off, or like probably in the middle of the turn. So we don't have to worry about like giving up a card, or we don't have to worry about giving up Arcane Barrier 1 if it means if we have lethal. I think we pitch a high speed impact. We can actually play 0 to 60 for free, and with our opponent too, it actually requires a card or tunic. So I think that's much better. Nice. Okay, didn't hit the tackle core. It's still in the deck. I'll come in for 4 with go again, and then with two floating.
I will. Does this have an on head? Next thing you boost gets. Yeah, so I will. 4.
Nice. Okay, so now blue 0 to 60 guarantees a card from them. With 2 cards in hand. What do we do here? Hmm. We could remove everything this turn, right? Like we could get them to use both cards, but I think I would rather just use Spark of Genius here. And then maybe have to end the turn. I'll play Spark of Genius for 0.
Okay.
What are we looking for here? Payload wins us the game, right? Blue Throttle does not win us the game at all, except for... Oh, no, it actually does. Right? Because they don't have anything left to... Assuming that they don't have lethal, which they could, right? It's a possibility. We play Blue Throttle for 4. They're forced to block with 2 cards. And then we have Pistol. Yeah, the problem is that we don't have anything to pay with, right? Like if they... The question is, do we pop Achilles? I don't know. They're gonna get a card off Aether Vein, and they'll have to have a way to do 7 to us. I don't think they can, not with 3 cards. I think it'd be really difficult. It's just like, I think we're okay playing into 3 cards against them, right? None of these block, no. Yeah, that guarantees lethal, I think. They could block with a 2 and a 3, and then they still take 2 from the pistol. Yeah, I think we get there. I'm gonna break Achilles.
Okay.
Get my action point back. I'll use 2, and I'll play Blue Throttle for 4. With go again.
So I will activate.
I'll take 1.
And this is 4. So and with go again, and you have pistol up. So is there any way
I think we get.
both
I think we get there.
So, right, the 4 makes it awkward.
Or maybe we don't actually. They could go to 1.
Because it's block, take 1, then the other one needs to be blocked. Yeah, fine.
I didn't actually think about that. I forgot that a 3 block actually gets there. Yeah, it's kind of awkward for us actually.
Then we just pass.
We do get to start with 2 resources, so I think it's okay. I mean, this hand's insane. I don't think there's any way that, unless if our opponent can just go off. I mean, this line right here is 5, 9, 16 damage. But we have to see what our opponent wants to do. I think what we do is we start slowly by probably start with the zipper hit, right? Because that draws 2 cards. And then we'll just go on from there. Okay, so here's what we have to ask, right? Is like, will we actually ever want to pay for Arcane Barrier 2 into Aether Vein? I don't actually think we will. That is a consideration. I think we're fine just going for this line, and then we're forced to pay for an instant speed attack that's threatening lethal, then we'll be forced to, right? But I think we just start by getting 2 cards from them to see what happens afterwards. I'll come in for 4. Go again. If our... Oh, okay. 3 cards is still pretty deadly. I think what we do is we do Pedal to the Metal and we float 2. That leaves us open for Arcane Barrier 2.
Block.
Oh. Okay, we have it.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, for 7. Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting.
And I'm